Hey everyone, we're going to go ahead and in this video instruction we're going to look at top-down modeling the dolphin mechanical animal assembly. And with that we're going to use that, animate it, and be able to see if this actually generates some motion we want to, maybe related to creating an automata. So here I'm going to start off with our technique. I'm going to go ahead and start a sketch. So I'm in an untitled design file. I'm going to choose the XZ plane. I'm going to start off by modeling the stand. And so with that, I'm going to grab a center rectangle. The stand has dimensions of 1.75 by 1.75. I'm going to finish the sketch, and I'm going to extrude the height of this to be 0.25. Now, here in the operation, rather than new body, I'm going to go ahead and say this is going to be a new component that we're going to be creating on this first initial modeling feature. And I'm going to go ahead and say OK. From here, here's component 1. I'm going to go ahead and rename this to be the stand. And then I'm going to go ahead and look at doing another sketch on top of the face here. And I'm going to draw another center rectangle. This one is going to be 0.25 inches in depth and 1.25 inches wide. I'm going to hit enter, finish the sketch. I'm going to extrude, and I'm going to select this part. Now, the height on this, as I go through and take a look at that, is actually going to be 3.25. So as I look at the dimensions. Now, the operation, here's where we need to kind of pay attention, is the operation is set to join. So if you look, the component, since we're joining this together, is active, the stand component. So this is what we want. We want these two items to be joined together to make one body. So I'm going to go ahead and say OK. And that's going to go through and give us our stand, the majority of it as well. So I'm going to create another sketch on the front. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place 2 points in here that we can use for holes. And the holes are going to be 1.25. The bottom one will be 1.25 from the top of the stand there, and then these are going to be 1.5 inches apart. So we do want to vertically constrain both of these, and then vertically constrain one of them to the origin. So that'll lock those into place. Another thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to share a sketch, but in the notes on the drawing, we can actually go through and freehand the arcs. So I'm just going to use a 3-point arc, and I'm just going to go ahead and just kind of create these, just kind of look the appearance of like waves for our dolphin. So again, these can kind of just be hand sketched. I'm not going to worry too much about them being necessarily being constrained. These lines can be left as being blue. So I'm going to go ahead and finish the sketch. I'm going to go ahead and extrude. I'm going to grab these two waves, and we're going to extrude them back until, and I can just click on the back face to extrude them to the same depth. Again, making sure the operation is set to join, and I can go ahead and say OK. Those 2 points are going to disappear. So if I go into the sketches folder and just toggle on that last sketch, which was sketch 3, I can get those points to come back. I can then run my hole command, select both of these, and for the proper tolerancing, our diameter on these is going to be 0.29, and we are going to run all the way through the part, we'll say all, and I'm going to go ahead and say OK. I'm going to toggle the visibility of that sketch off and collapse this menu. So here's what we've got, we've got our stand ready for our dolphin to be assembled to. I'm also going to go ahead and change the physical material. I have a favorites library where I've got a PLA plastic. I'm going to drop onto that. I'm going to say close, and I actually want it to look a little bit different. I want it to be a little bit more, not so much a teal, but more of a kind of a blue color. So I'm going to go in here and find paint, glossy. I'm going to drop blue on there. It's a little dark, so I'm going to actually duplicate it. This one I can edit. Instead of blue, I can kind of say I can say this is for waves. And let's see here. Let's lighten this up just a little bit. Say done. grab this new one, drop it on there. That looks a little bit better. So it's going to match a lot of what our 3D printing color is going to kind of take a look like. So there's our waves and everything. We are good to go for our other components. So I'm going to go ahead and stop at this point and break this video up because it's going to be pretty long if I keep it together. But I'm going to go ahead and stop for right now. That's going to be kind of one of the more complicated pieces we'll have. And then we'll pick this up in the next video and start modeling some of the other mechanical components that'll help us generate motion.